and welcome to Dungeon Arcade, an actual play storytelling podcast that takes place on the Discworld, which is a world created by Terry Pratchett for the Discworld series, which are something like 43 books, I believe. It's just a high fantasy genre, and it's wonderful. I think everyone should check it out. It is the sole property of the Terry Pratchett estate. We do borrow some characters every once in a while when it makes sense, although I honestly don't know if we have or where they are. I definitely write them down from time to time. We're just sort of playing in the world. That being said, let me introduce you to our characters. To my right, we have Nate. Nate, please introduce yourself, your character, how old your character is, all that good stuff.
Shoot, I haven't been on top of that part. I am Nathan. I am playing Dashner. He is 11, but he turns 12 in how long has passed now? That is my question for you.
Let's say 3 days.
12 months and 3 days then is what is left. Or not 12 months, one month and 3 days.
I was going to say, I don't think that adds up, but okay.
I read the wrong number. He turns 12 in a month and 3 days.
A month and 3 days. Directly in front of me, we have Alex. Alex, introduce yourself, your character, their age, all that good stuff.
All right. I play Ella Silverridge, a 12-year-old gnome rogue.
Nice. And to my left, we have Michael. Michael, please introduce yourself, your character, their age, all that good stuff.
I'm Michael, and I am playing Asher, a 12-year-old ranger.
12-year-old ranger boy. So when we last left our adventurers, there was a big fire, actually, that was kind of catastrophic, caused a lot of strife between everybody. If you haven't listened to that episode, highly recommend go checking it out. It's great. It was wonderful. It was a whole thing. We did a thing, and then it was supposed to end the episode, and it was like, we're going to go camping. And then it turned into a full other episode of dealing with a fire.
Because of a bad, nature roll. Yes,
because of a natural one nature roll. So it's wonderful. Caused a lot of strife in the group. We've done 2 side trails now. In the meantime, because we just felt like it made the most sense, felt natural. If you don't know what a side trail is, you should go check those. It's weird that you're jumping into our podcast at this point. I'm going to be honest. You should go listen. We have been having conversations this entire time about kind of how characters or people are going to go back together. And we have a couple character moments we want to run through. So we're going to jump right into that. We're going to start off with Ella. Ella, you... we're going to say, actually, this is pretty much immediately. We're going to say this is like 2 days after the fire.
The Great Fire.
The Great Fire.
In Dungeon Arcade Wiki, that's what it will be known as. That's what
the Great Fire.
Man,
page will be named that.
Wild.
Yeah, okay. I don't know how I'd feel about having a wiki about something I created. I feel like I would be the most self-conscious about everything I said from that point forward. Yeah. So Ella, you made it back from the Great Fire with everybody. You split off on your own to head back to Sister Chrysanthemum's gnome home.
That's it.
Where you live. Or Sis Chrissy's, I believe is how we've shortened it.
Mm-hmm.
You spent about 2 days now. Since the fire, how often are you leaving your room? I guess how much is a business as normal for you?
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I think that Ella in these last couple days has, as kind of feeling like she is giving up, maybe not giving up, but is now way less confident in this group of adventurers. Is still dealing with the issue of having to pay off the debt of this axe that she bought and definitely didn't have the money for. So yeah, I think in the last few days she has been going out and doing either odd jobs or making petty thefts in an effort to start scrounging up some money and in a way that definitely is never going to amount to the amount that she needs, right? But she's just doing that, and then when she's done, I think she's pretty much just sat in her room done what she used to do a long time ago and like slink down to the dining hall, get her food, take it back up, eat alone, be very insular and closed off. So she's been running around and doing little like stealing little things, doing some quick work, making a little bit of cash, and then keeping to herself.
So she's pretty. Does she feel like she can get enough money this way to actually pay off the debt that she owes, or is this just sort of I don't know what else to do?
I think maybe she knows that she can't, but all she knows is to like try anyway.
Okay. So, like I said, 2 days after the fire, Ella, you've probably snuck out the previous night. It's pretty early in the morning at this point, around breakfast time, like 6-7 o'clock. You've gotten back maybe an hour or so, and you hear a knock at your door. That I don't know how asleep you are. I don't know how well you've been sleeping these last couple of days, but you just hear a knock at your door, and every time if you don't answer, it'll just kind of keep getting a little bit louder and louder.
Mm-hmm. I think Ella just like this is one of those unfortunate wake ups where it's like, man, I just feel like I just finally got to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she slowly gets out of bed and like walks towards the door and opens it up.
Oh, in front of you is standing Brainy, your RA. Did we have a term for her?
I think that's basically what she is.
She kind of jumps and she's like, "Oh, I didn't really expect you to actually answer the door, Ella. Are you okay?"
Yeah, I'm fine. What do you need?
I just wanted to come by. Aline and Tane Baham are they're coming by later today because they wanted to meet you, to maybe adopt you, and they just wanted to meet you, and I wanted to ask if you would actually go to this one or not. And you just kind of see her, like, she looks down as she finishes this sentence, like it's an effort that like she's putting forward because she has to, but she feels defeated in it.
Yeah. I really don't. I just really don't.
Oh, well, I guess thanks for the honesty. Are you sleeping okay, Ella? You look kind of tired. I know I probably just woke you up, and that obviously doesn't help anything, but you just, I don't know. You look like you haven't slept well.
No, not really. I mean, what? She kind of like looks around, looks out the window. It's, that time of year, I guess, right? The allergies, all that just stuffs me up. Can't sleep.
Brittany kind of nods, and you see her kind of like glance behind you, like she's looking into your room. Not like she's trying to like snoop on you, but just that, she's just trying to glean what she can. And you see her take a deep breath, and she says, "All right, Ella, I'm gonna level with you. I know you've been sneaking out at night. And I mean, you've come back in the morning, so it's fine. It's okay, I guess. Like, you're obviously not supposed to do that, but like, you're not exactly a conventional kid at the gnome home. You seem to be able to take care of yourself well."
I think she kind of smiles at the not conventional remark.
I just, what have you been going out and doing?
Oh man. You want to sit down?
Yeah, and she comes in and she grabs a seat. Are there chairs in your room, or is it just on the bed, or?
I imagine she comes in and sits like on the bed, and like,
Okay.
and Ella goes and like sits on her roommate's bed or whatever.
Mm.
Her roommate, who like the kid in Spider-Verse, is purely a plot device.
Right.
Yeah, I think Ella just kind of tells her everything.
How much of everything? I mean, like, is she going to tell her about the axe, about Capgras, about the fire, about?
I think she tells her everything except when she talks about Capgras, she just talks about him like he's just another person and not like a demon, and also it leaves out the detail of like breaking a vase and being mortally
Right.
bound to him, but rather like, I just met these random people and like, I'm good at this kind of like petty thievery and sneaking around thing, and I've like found this use for it, and we're going on these adventures, and it was really fun and exciting, and like, she's kind of throws in casual rags against the gnome home, throughout, of how like boring and regimented it is, and how her studies don't matter and all that jazz. And then I think she like gets to the fire and like explains that, and then kind of is no longer excited about telling the story anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just don't. It like, we went through like so much to get here, and we got ourselves in this really deep hole. And then it's like, as soon as the hole got deep enough, everyone else just bailed and just left me in the hole. And now I've got this freaking super expensive axe that I don't even have anymore, but I still have to pay off. And I thought that I had friends that would help me. And I don't know where to go from here.
Well, I mean, have you talked to them?
I don't think she answers.
I think this is kind of Bryony. Bryony's trying really hard to like be. Not that she's not sympathetic, but she's trying really hard to figure out how to phrase this as, someone who's only. Bryony's only like 16, 17. Like, she's not.
Yeah.
She's not an adult by any means. She's like, Ella, I think you found something really special with these people, and I think you're kind of expecting something from them that you haven't expressed that you're expecting.
For them to listen, for them to care, that's about it.
I think you have a lot to learn about boys.
Not like that. Come on, are you serious?
No, I don't mean to like excuse their
They're
behavior.
humans.
Like obviously, like
disgusting.
They know they can learn self-control and all these sorts of things. Like, they're not animals, but I think the thing that really excited you about all this, about the adventure and the seeing new things and experiencing new whatever, and then that crash, I think they probably experienced something similar too. And they're trying to process it on their own. But the fact of the matter is, like, you and 3 other people all experience this together. You have each other to help with this.
I just don't know if I'm like, I think she has a hard time saying this. It's like, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that I like am upset. I shouldn't be upset. It's fine, but I am.
I think it's okay to be upset. Ella. What you went through is hard. What you're going through is hard. It's not over. And I think what it means to be strong is being able to be upset, to feel down, and to push through and know that that's not forever. Even if it feels like it's going to be.
And also, I do have to get rid of this X.
Yeah, I don't know how to help you with that. That's a lot of coin, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
You said that. I mean, you guys have the axe, right? Like, I'm not.
Well,
I'm not
don't. I think
but
Dashner
I mean,
does.
one of you guys does, right? Like,
Yeah, I think.
well,
Unless he already sold it.
I think that's all the more reason to be in contact with them, because you don't want them to try to bail quickly.
Yeah.
And I think that I don't know, like, it seems like you guys have a connection. Like, not in like a romantic way or anything like that. Like, just you guys experience something together that is really hard to, replicate in mundane lives.
Man, you are 16, aren't you? All you think about is romance.
That's not what I was saying. I'm not saying that at all. Like, I'm going to tell Aline and Tane that she'd adopt you without even meeting you.
No.
We'll see how that
They would
goes.
hate me. Trust me.
How would you like that, huh?
They would hate me. They don't want this. Look at this.
You don't even know what they do. You want to know what they do?
They probably farm hay. They're hay farmers, I bet.
No, they're painters, and they use cow droppings to make art. So,
what?
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, it seems to work for them.
What a stinky house.
That's their job. So I'm going to go tell them that you really want to be adopted by them.
Don't do that. I think she's like having fun at this point. Like, they know that they're joking.
Yeah. I think at this point, Brainy like stands up. She's like, well, I think you should go talk to them.
Yeah.
And I know that it's hard. And I'm going to go and get some breakfast. Do you want me to bring you anything?
I'll come with.
All right.
Hey, thanks for not telling anyone about me sneaking out.
Oh, I didn't say I wasn't going to tell anybody.
Could you please not tell anybody?
Yeah, just make sure you come back, okay? Because, like, do you know how much paperwork it is if I lose a kid? It's so much.
I think she stands up and hugs her.
Oh. Hugs her back. Perfect. I think that's a good place to call that. I feel good about that. Ash. So it's been 3 days total. Let's say the second day was your or the first day was like the race.
Okay.
Sort of thing. Second day, you mostly just kind of hung out with Cade, and he had you smelling stuff. That's pretty much it. He just had you smell things. He didn't even tell you like what they were or anything, so it didn't. You couldn't understand what was helpful about it in any way, shape, or form. But you have you.
Did they at least smell nice?
Some of them did. Some of them smelled real bad. Real bad. Some of them smell like death. But day 3, you have that. You have the day off. Kate is going off and doing some like official council work or whatever, boring things that he said you don't have to be a part of. Or guild work, I guess is probably more accurate. And you wake up that morning, like you normally do. You come out of your tent. you start making breakfast, and at some point you realize that Capgras is actually sitting around the fire with you. You're not sure when he showed up. There was a moment where he wasn't there, and then at some point he looked over and he was there. And he hasn't said a word. He hasn't like acknowledged you, which he did this to Ella. Actually, you wouldn't know this, but he did this to Ella, where he was in her presence, but didn't, make himself known. Which is very unusual. Aside from that one other instance, yeah, he's just he's sitting there.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you found a mentor.
Yeah. His name's Cade.
His name is Cade.
Yeah.
Is that short for something?
I don't know. What would it be short for?
Cicada. Cadence.
Cicada's really good.
Circadian.
This could be short for circadian.
This episode of Dungeon Arcade is brought to you by Circadian Coffee.
Always fueled by circadian coffee. I don't know. He's a nature guy.
Yeah. I never asked.
You learn much?
I mean, only been with him a couple days. And yesterday he just had me smelling a bunch of stuff.
Mm.
Not entirely sure why.
It's really important, actually. You need to know what things smell like. I banished a few rangers in my day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What'd they do?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah. You're a demon.
Yeah.
It's been a riveting conversation.
Have you talked to Dash or Ella?
No. I've been pretty busy smelling things.
Right, I forgot about that. Ash, how long have you wanted to be a ranger?
Since I was old enough to want things.
What makes you want to be why do you want to be a ranger?
Because being with the forest, it helps me feel connected to my parents.
Okay, but like, what if you found out that being a ranger didn't change anything? What if you found out that being a ranger made you feel less connected to your parents? I mean.
I don't know.
And would you still be a ranger?
Probably.
Even if it didn't do what you thought it would do?
I mean, I still really love nature.
Okay, but like, what if you always thought that trees made you happy? But
I mean, they do pretty much make me happy. I really like trees.
But then you found out that weeds actually make you happy.
I'm not following what you're trying to tell me.
What does it mean to be happy? Ash,
I really don't know.
what if everything you've thought up to this point about who you are was wrong?
I don't know. I mean, really only like 12 years old.
Yeah, this is a dumb question to be asking you. Ash, I'm a demon.
Yeah.
But I got scared when that fire got out of control. And not for me, but for you and Ella and Dash. Almost died. He just ran away. Like on fire. Like he was on fire and he just ran away. I've never been scared before.
Why did it make you scared?
I don't know. I felt like something bad might happen to you guys. And like, why do I care? It feels like, why do I care? I'm thousands of years old. Like, you guys have existed for like a decade.
And you've done a lot of mean things to people.
Yeah, I literally banished a guy like 4 days ago into hell.
Yeah.
I just did it so I could use his skin.
It's pretty messed up.
Yeah, it is messed up that I cared. Ash, why do I care?
I really don't know.
Why do you do what you do?
Because I don't really think about it, to be honest. You just kind of do things.
I don't know why I'm surprised. Ash, what if Ella and Dash don't want to take down Astos with us?
Then it's going to be really hard to do it by ourselves.
Let's hope they come around. Dash, I'm gonna say that your side trail happened on the first day.
Okay.
The second day, nothing happened. And then the third day is when this encounter happens between you and Carrie. I guess the only questions that I have, and again, Michael, you are Carrie in this, so it's not me. The only questions that I have is, how should this be set up? I know that Carrie's not seeking you out. Are you seeking her out, or do you just run into each other?
I think they just run into each other. I think he goes back behind the tree that he was like bitten at, because we've kind of established that's just where he goes when he thinks about stuff, and like that's his quiet place. I think he's back behind there, and she's like either out doing something, or they somehow just bump into each other in that sense, because he's like back out in the forest.
Let's go to the forest. Okay. So Dash, you are sitting in the root system of this tree. It's a big tree. It has this really nice seating part underneath. It almost seems like it was grown specifically for someone to sit at the base of it. Off in the distance, you can hear the sound of water moving, flowing, whether that's sewage or the River Ankh or some other smaller stream that's just on your land. I'm not really sure, but if you don't think about it, it's a very relaxing place to be. It's just before noon, so there's a nice slight breeze. The sun hasn't reached its fullest amount of intensity, so it's still giving off this really nice warmth, and the breeze comes through and helps even that out. And you're just there thinking about the fire, about the fact that someone in your pack, that's what we call it, right?
Yeah.
Someone in your pack has now died, about the fact that you now have a pack, which is unusual because up until this point too, your parents haven't really been all that present. So if you had asked, who was your pack before meeting Ash Ash and Ella, you might have said your family, but that doesn't feel quite right. And then you have this other pack of Capgras and Ella and Ash, which feels weird because you guys were sort of thrown together, but you've been through a lot. And then you have this new pack of people that are a real pack in a sense. Like they're more of a real pack than what you have had in the past. But it feels a lot more forced. And as you are sitting there, with your eyes closed, all of a sudden you've noticed that a shadow is above you. And as you open your eyes and kind of blink with the brightness of the sun, you see that standing above you is Carrie, one of the sisters in your pack.
Hey, little pup.
Hey, what's going on?
Just enjoying the forest. Saw you sitting here.
Yeah, it's my quiet place.
Look like you're thinking.
You know what? I have been. It doesn't really happen that often, but for once I've actually decided to sit and think. It's just a lot, Like a lot has happened, and I don't know where I fit in with all of it. I almost died like 2 days ago because I got lit on fire, and through the whole thing, none of my so-called friends were there to really help out. And what I did see from them were people either barking orders or making more rich kid jokes or whatever at me. And then the day after that, I watched James die, and I killed a man. So yeah, there's been some pretty heavy thinking happening.
She just kind of sits down.
I don't get it, I've done my best to fit in and to get along with these new people and finally maybe have a group of actual friends, and apparently I don't fit in with them because I never seem to be taken seriously or respected. And then I found you guys and I tried to be part of the pack and let someone die in front of me. Like, it feels like the universe is giving me chances, but rigging them against me. And I just don't know what to do.
Have you ever thought maybe you're expecting too much out of yourself?
Honestly, no. I feel like I should at least be able to get these little things right.
Saving someone from death isn't a little thing.
But I was there. I could have done something, surely. The fire that almost could have surely put that out faster and not gotten lit on fire and gone feral and ran. Surely I could have done something to get the respect of of everyone else quicker or at all, and not just be seen as this rich kid who has his servants that do everything and can't do anything for himself. I surely could have had some part in that. It just feels like it's none of it's right.
I think it's a good thing you failed.
What?
Failing is one of the best ways we learn. If you always succeed at everything, you don't learn anything.
I mean, I guess you're right, but still, I would prefer for those failures not to have such a large impact on so many other people.
Yeah. Times you can't do anything about that, though.
I just want to like figure it all out, you know? Just finally get some sort of routine in place. Finally like fit in somewhere without screwing stuff up in that one place and have some sense of stability for once. It's always been I've never been able to settle into a routine. I've never been able to fit in fully. I mean, like, I was accidentally turned into a wolf, which isn't stability. I have accidentally, like, we've almost died with this group of random people that I've met like within less than a month. It's just so much. I just am looking for some stability or some way to fit in with some sort of routine so that I can start figuring myself out.
I used to think I wanted stability.
What changed?
I realized that it's a fairy tale. There's no stability. No one has stability. Everyone's trying to figure it out with a bunch of chaos going on around them.
I'd love to agree with you, but I mean, if my parents at least seem somewhat stable, granted that's not the life I want, what they have, but they seem to have it figured out. Ash seems to have it somewhat figured out. He got himself, I mean, he's like getting himself in the door with the Rangers thing. Ella's good at this whole thievery thing. She's got some of it figured out. She knows what she's able to do. Like, everyone seems to have a better game plan as to what's going on while I sit here behind a tree thinking. And that's all I've really ever been able to do.
May not be the worst thing.
You can't do much with thinking, though. You can't build something out of just thinking.
You can do quite a bit with thinking. I mean, I'm kind of sick of being the only one who actually thinks about what they're doing in our pack.
Well, I mean, surely Raymond does some thinking.
Not as much as you would think.
It's just, there has to be more than just thinking, though. Right? Like, I have to be able to do more than just think. I can't steal. I can't shoot a bow. I can't get rich quick. I can't do any of these things that other people seem to have figured out and stabilized in their life. I can transform into a wolf, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, except not when I want to all the time, which isn't really the whole stability thing. And that's about all I've got going for me. If you could count that as something going for me.
Sounds like you just need patience.
I don't know what I'm waiting for, though.
No one does. And it never comes when you actually want it to come or when you expect it. Just does.
I mean, I guess you're right. I guess I just kind of have to wait, but I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm waiting for, and I don't know how much more waiting I can just do. If things continue the way they're continuing, I mean, I'll end up dead before I end up figuring out what I was waiting for at the rate we're going, especially if I get near an open flame.
It's always a possibility. But I think it says more about you if you keep going despite all of that.
I think he just kind of sits there for a while and thinks over that. I don't think he really knows how to respond much more after that.
After a bit of silence, Carrie just kind of gets up. Just walks away.
He calls out just really quickly, like, "Hey, thanks for listening. People don't usually just sit and listen very much."
No problem.
Carrie walks away there. And Dash settles down kind of in the tree to think about what Carrie said, whether it was actually comforting or not. And right as you kind of settle into just kind of settle back into where you were before she came along, you feel this kind of immense weight on your chest, and your eyes flash open, and standing on your chest, like straight up on your chest, is Capgras.
Man, what the heck? There's space all over. You don't have to literally stand on me. There's there's ground everywhere.
Hey, okay. Look, transporting yourself, appearing out of thin air. It's not an exact science. All right. I'm sorry. I do my best.
I just feel like
Sometimes I'm a little off.
I feel like the odds of you landing on me are significantly lower than like literally anywhere else around me. You know,
you're right. And at the same time, here we are, me standing on your chest. So,
and it's a miracle, I guess.
I wouldn't go so far as to say miracle. I am a demon.
What is the demon equivalent of a miracle? A curse?
I guess. I don't know. We don't really deal with miracle. Honestly, the gods don't either. If you really ask the gods what's happening, like, they're not doing anything. Like, they don't do anything. Trust me on this.
Good to know.
So what's up?
Just doing some thinking.
So Dash, you're Dash. Ash.
Yes, I am.
Ash and I were talking, and we think we should all meet up at the. I was going to say treehouse, but the treehouse is mostly gone. I guess it's still technically there. We're going to go with the treehouse.
We'll go to the area that the treehouse was. Yeah.
Yeah, the area around where the treehouse was.
Did he just mean like the backyard?
I mean, sure, but like, you can't call 30 acres a backyard.
That's true.
You realize that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just consider it's like part. Most people have a treehouse in their backyard, so I guess I just consider that little tiny area like a backyard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. The treehouse.
The treehouse, sure.
Awesome. And he disappears. And Ella, what are you doing right now? This is the day after. The day after you talk to Brainy. Around noon.
Ella is in the market square trying to steal some pastries off a cart.
Love it.
All right. So you're sneaking up to this pastry cart. You're kind of just you're trying to make yourself look inconspicuous as you kind of walk past it. And then all of a sudden, right behind you, you hear this voice like right in your ear, that whispers, "Are we doing a sneak?"
She turns and just reflexively like swings at the voice.
Ow! As you slap Capgras across the face.
What are you doing?
Why did you hit me?
You scared me.
But we were being sneaky.
You weren't. You were very loud right in my ear.
Well, okay. Do you want me to yell at you from across the market? Not that anybody can hear us anyway, but or me at least, they can hear you. It'd be weird if it would be weird if I was yelling at you and you responded and I was across the market, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I don't think it would be less weird than this right now. I imagine
Fair
like
enough.
the pastry guy is just kind of like staring at her now.
Yeah, something like that.
She puts her head down and walks away. She's like, "Come on, what do you want?"
Okay. So Ash and Dash are meeting at the treehouse, and they need you there.
Isn't the treehouse destroyed?
They're meeting where the treehouse was.
Oh.
It still is technically there. All the things for the treehouse are there. It's just not. The tree's not standing anymore. You know, if you really think about it, any tree made out of wood is a treehouse.
In what way?
Well, it's made out of trees because the wood comes from trees. So it is kind of weird that we call things
You're saying
in tree
every
house.
house is a tree house.
Well, not every house, just every house made out of wood.
Okay, yeah, sure. We're meeting at the tree house. What are we doing?
We're going to figure out what to do with this axe. And also,
We do need to figure out. Yeah,
Trezza has a job for us that I forgot about until right now.
yeah,
And that dude doesn't seem like someone we should cross.
we're really in the weeds.
Yeah. Why are so many powerful people after a couple of kids?
Because we have a demon mortally bound to us.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I did try to trade your souls at one point in time. So
Yeah.
it's fair. We can blame me. That's okay. Not sure I'm a huge fan of it, but you know, we'll go with it.
Okay, hey, Capgras.
What's up?
She kind of stops and just like looks at him. Are we just gonna pretend that none of that happened? Is that what we're doing right now? It seems like we're just pretending that didn't happen.
I think everyone has needed some time to process what happened. I think that getting together is the only way to move forward.
She nods. Yeah. But it happened.
It happened. And it wasn't good.
It wasn't.
No.
No.
And hopefully it'll never happen again.
But we're in it, right?
I think we are. I think we're all in it.
Ella gives him finger guns and says, "Hey."
Capgras acts like he's just been shot. And you're like, oh my God.
That's your thing that I just did. You can't pretend that. Also, what are you doing? I have no concept for what comes out of these guns, these finger guns, and that they would be harmful.
Guns are they're gonna mess things up. It's finger crossbows.
She's like, all right, I'll meet you there. Also, you owe me a pastry.
Sure. I owe you a pastry. See you at the treehouse. This has been Dungeon Arcade. I don't know if I introduced myself at the beginning. I'm Adam. I am your guide, your trusty spirit guide. I am your spirit incarnate.
That's the whole episode as to who this strange man talking was.
I really hope this isn't the first episode for somebody.
I mean, if we have numbers on them, surely you wouldn't think like, what are we at now? What is
This is 19, so
you wouldn't think 19 and be like, oh, my favorite number to start anything at, 19.
right. All right, so I am Adam. I have been your guide today. To my right, Nate, give us your sign off.
I am Nathan. I have been Dashner, you're very deep in thought, boy.
Straight across. Michael, give us your sign off. Okay, so here's a little parting of the kimono. We don't actually sit in the same room when we record this, and
I'm not straight across.
Dang
Alex,
it! I
Alex
have to
is straight
remember
across.
every time.
You should just write it down at the top of the Google document.
The thing is, I do it differently every time.
Yeah, it used to be I was always on the right.
I know.
Okay, well, I mean, we didn't part the kimono. How many times have you like gotten together and played cards with a group of friends and be like, "No, that's my seat. You just sit somewhere."
Yeah. Well, no, but the thing, it should be like congruent from this.
At least
from the beginning
consistent
of
from the
episode.
beginning of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That part is true. Never mind.
And that's the part that I always get stumbled across. Straight across from me is Alex.
I'm Ella, and I'm learning about empathy.
And to my left, we have Michael. Michael, give us your sign up.
I'm Asher, and I know about as much as social interactions as a mollusk.
It's
Pretty generous.
And I'm Adam. Thank you for listening to that heavy episode. It's all love here. And
It's all love. It's all love.
it's all love.
It's all love.